Thurman, you and
It's
I...
time.
Oh, it's fucking time. This is something that if you've watched our One Piece reviews, it basically makes us derail the video every single time we do a video. So, it needs its solo video, and here it is. Why is Usopp the best friend to Luffy in the series?
What you mean? Why Zoro is clearly the better friend to Luffy?
Okay, I'm gonna let you start off with your argument so I can kill it.
So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's just get this under the air, okay? These last few One Piece chapters have just proven Zoro is just clearly a better friend than Usopp is. All right, man. Do we keep in the fact that Luffy put his dick in Zoro's face and Zoro just took that shit?
What does that mean?
If that was
Right. Okay, you need to clarify what you mean by that to the people.
if that was Usopp would have been like, ew, get the fuck off me, blah blah blah. But no, Zoro took that big ass hug to the face, full crotch and all, and he was happy.
Right. So he is talking about when they reunited, he did hug, and there was Luffy's crotch was right in Zoro's face. That is true.
So, with that being said, and let's not forget that Zoro was the first one that Luffy added to his crew.
Right. Because, as we all know, time is the greatest measurement of friendship, which is why the first friend I ever made is someone I haven't talked to in 10 years.
Well, Zoro and Luffy are still talking.
Calling you out, Branson, from elementary school. Fuck you.
That's elementary school. They're both adults then.
Oh, adults, really? I'm pretty sure Luffy was like fucking 16 or some stupid shit. Bitch, I did stupid shit when I was 16. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I did too. Not gonna deny that. Well, what is your argument?
Okay, so argument. All right. So a lot of my argument stems from Water 7. And there's more throughout the series, but I've found that like ever since the beginning of the series, whenever there's a scene with like, you know, the crew traveling, who are the ones that are always messing around in the corner, right? Luffy and Usopp. And then later Chopper would kind of join that trio, but like they're the ones that are having the most fun with the adventure, I find. Zoro is almost a little too prideful to like, you know, be like fun and happy-go-lucky and enjoy himself. Like, and I think Luffy is someone who kind of needs that person with him that's able to enjoy themselves, because Luffy's not here for fun. Well, I do admit that Zoro is good at kind of being a good balance to Luffy, where to be like, hey Luffy, occasionally you have to calm down. I definitely would argue that I think Luffy enjoys being around Usopp more, because you can tell he gravitates towards hanging out with Usopp almost all the time when they're just on the ship together. So you have moments like fucking Afro Luffy. Who was the man that gave Luffy that afro? Who was his trainer? Usopp. Usopp was the one he fucking gravitated to that immediately. He loved it. He enjoyed it immediately. I remember when they first got a cannon. They were testing out their cannon. You know, Luffy was like fired like an idiot, and Usopp's like, dude, fucking chill. Let me fucking handle this. You know, like, and they're fucking shooting shit together. And then when he hits the boulder, he's like, whoa, Usopp, that's awesome. Friend shit. Water 7, like one of the most heartfelt, emotional times I've ever seen Luffy is when he had to have that manly duel with Usopp, and you know there was that disagreement. And I know as well as you know how much it sucks to have a disagreement with a friend. It is very emotional and sucks, and you know, obviously, right? So, and one of my biggest points is that whereas Zoro, I consider him more of a faithful crewmate than a friend, because Zoro's whole thing in Water 7 was, if you just Luffy just wanted to let Usopp back. Why? Because he does not consider Usopp a crewmate as much as he considers him a friend. I think more than any other crewmate, Luffy looks at Usopp as almost either a brother figure or a best friend. Because, and I say this because, as you see, he didn't see him as a crewmate. Like, you know, Zoro was the one that was like, hey, he fucking disrespected you as a captain. You need to make him apologize. But what did Luffy do? Luffy's like, oh, he's my friend. Of course he's going to come back. Of course I'm going to forgive him. He wanted him back, and he was very sad when he thought he wouldn't come back. He didn't treat him like a crewmate there. He treated him like a best friend. And obviously you see how happy he was to immediately be hanging out with Luffy and enjoying Luffy's company. And even as recently as the sumo fight thing, what was that little subtext there? It was Luffy undefeated in sumo wrestling against Usopp, which again goes back to my point of Luffy and Usopp when they're fucking traveling from island to island, and probably countless off-screen adventures where they're just fucking around, having fun, being friends on the ship together.
Well, my rebuttal to that is, firstly, Zoro and Luffy, all right? Combat wise. Yeah.
Oh, combat. Luffy, of course you're going to go there, huh?
yeah, Luffy and Usopp can chill. But however, who is the one that has Luffy's back all the damn time in combat, right? Who's the one who always fights the second strongest person because everyone else is too weak to handle him, all right? Who is the one who always, because you always need that friend, that best friend, to rear you back, to remind you shit needs to get serious. Who's the one that's always telling Luffy, all right, Luffy, you know what he's got to do? Not Usopp. Usopp's being a little bitch, little fucking coward. Robin's fighting, all right?
He forgot Robin existed. Robin was erased from his memory. That's bullshit.
Zoro was the one. He said, hey, look, Luffy, bro, you have to take it seriously. And Luffy was like, all right, Zoro, I got you, my nigga.
And then immediately didn't take it seriously.
Who was the one who was laughing at Pika's voice with Luffy? Zoro. Who's the one?
Okay, continue.
Who's the one? Who, whenever Luffy gets serious, whenever Luffy does a serious captain moment, Zoro tells everyone, be like, okay, he's right. Who was the one who said when Momo, what's his name? When fucking little boy was like,
little boy.
Momo was like,
I know you're
Luffy,
talking
help
about
me. And Luffy was like, I refuse. And then Nami and everyone was like, Luffy, why? Don't be an asshole. And Zoro was like, no, he's right. Listen to Luffy. Fucking Zoro.
Yeah, okay. Ooh. So every argument you've made there, to me...
And who's the one, and biggest point right here, who's the one that got jealous when fucking when Luffy was like, Sanji is the strongest 10,000 men, and Zoro's like, I'm the strongest 100,000 men. Fucking Zoro, okay? Right.
Okay. So everything that you've said there, to me, is mostly arguments for him being a good vice captain or a great crewmate. None of those were friendship things to me, right? With the exception of telling him to be serious. Like, I can give you that one, and kind of like holding him to the grindstone. I get that. But like, so stuff like him being jealous of like Sanji's strength, wanting to be kind of the strongest, that's more of his own personal goals, and it has little to do with his friendship with Luffy. And I would say that like things like his interactions with Sanji, his interactions with like how he fights with him, and like how he's always fighting the second strongest person. To me, that's really neither here nor there. I don't see friendship as someone
That's trust.
That's certainly that's trust. I can agree with that. But I don't know. I would argue that he trusts all of his crewmates equally.
Well, that's true. You got me there. I was just being extra.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I guess to me, like I give you that. Like, I just think that their relationships are different, right? They're both strong, but I see them as different. Like it's just like I've always said. Zoro to me seems much more like a comrade, and my greatest argument to that, which you in the past have told me is a good argument, is that Zoro's whole thing was, I will leave this crew if you fuck around. You don't get to be my captain if you're fucking around like this. That is not something a friend would say. That's something that someone that's working under you would say. Like, I don't think I honestly get the vibe that for the most part, Zoro is under Luffy to fulfill his own goals. First fucking time he meets Zoro, okay? What does Zoro say to Luffy? He says, I'll join you, but if you ever get in the way of my own goals, I'll cut you down. Right? So, that's not a very friendship thing. No, to be fair, yeah, I understand what he did with Kuma, and that is a big moment. But I will say that we have seen this even recently, right? Like, I get the vibe that if Luffy ever didn't impress him, like, okay, so in Fishman Island, he says, oh, well, 50,000 men, if he couldn't do at least this, he wouldn't have the right to be our captain. I think that I get the vibe that he's someone who would just drop Luffy in a heartbeat if he didn't, if he thought he was stronger than Luffy. But no, I think if he thought he was stronger than Luffy, he'd just leave. And to me, that's not a friendship thing. Like, friendship is if you enjoy someone's personality, you enjoy hanging out with them, being with them, and, you know, just doing shit in general with them. I don't get that vibe from Zoro. Zoro is generally annoyed with Luffy and doesn't like the fact that he messes around. He even says, listen, I know that you mess around a lot. I get that. But we follow you because you're strong and you lead us towards our dreams. So again, I don't get the vibe that Zoro would like hang out with Luffy and just chill outside of battle. You see what I'm saying? That's why.
I have another argument with that. Well, I mean, Zoro and Luffy are two peas in a pod. Zoro is just. I consider Zoro and Luffy's relationship similar to Mordecai and Rigby from regular show. Okay.
Interesting comparison.
Rigby being Luffy and Mordecai being Zoro. Now, Rigby is the type of lazy, doesn't like to do anything, gets serious when he has to, but mostly wants to, have fun and all that good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Mordecai is the same, like goes at Rigby's pace. He like follows Rigby's pace, like Zoro does. However, Mordecai, just like Zoro, knows when it's time to stop joking around and do all the other stuff. But it doesn't mean that they're not the best of friends. It just means that Mordecai just knows when to be mature, like Zoro does, while Luffy does not. Hence, Rigby. Now, proof of this is when they're two peas in a pod, Zoro loves to fucking drink, and Luffy loves to fucking eat. You put drinks and food in front of them, they will be best buds drinking and eating together. We've seen it before when Nami brought that huge slew of fucking alcohol and food, and who was right fucking there sitting down drinking and eating? Fucking Zoro and Luffy, literally trying to save fucking Nami. Boom. Point one. Point two, right? In Fishman Island arc, Luffy and Zoro said the exact same thing. When Luffy was called a hero, he was like, "No, I'm not a hero." He did this fucking childish ass reasoning. He was like, "If I see a bunch of food,
he was like, they'll get all the meat. I want to take all the meat."
I want to take all the meat. And Zoro did the exact same thing, but with drinks. He was like, he gets all the drinks, but I want all the drinks. Oda, God tier Oda, my nigga Oda, is hinting that Usopp, I agree. Usopp and Luffy get along very well. They're pretty good friends, just like how Chopper and Luffy do. That's how Luffy and Sanji do. Mm-hmm. However, there's more hints that Zoro and Luffy are best buds. And I disagree with that. I truly believe throughout all of One Piece, Zoro had many of chances to leave Luffy, the crew. Many of chances. Right. If Zoro was that kind of person, he could have left them for any other crew. I stand by that. Hands down. Mm-hmm. Hell, he literally trained. All of them did, but I'm saying he literally trained with Mihawk against his pride just to get stronger.
Yep, that's true.
For Luffy.
I think he sees the whole crew as a family at this point, as most of them do. Now, I guess, to me, my main argument is still the fact that, and you can't deny this, even from the very beginning of the series, every time there's, like, shenanigans on the crew, or on the ship when they're traveling, the group you normally see hanging out together, fooling off, having fun, almost like some, like, middle school lunchroom table shenanigans, is Luffy, Usopp, Chopper. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
So my problem, and Zoro is either up in his fucking canopy lifting weights or sleeping.
Because you know why he's lifting weights? It's because he remembers the time where he literally had to get stronger enough for Luffy because he took all of his pain.
Why is he sleeping then?
Because he's tired. My nigga's tired. Yeah, he's tired. Okay,
he's tired.
After handing Lanji those L's,
get out of here, bro. Sanji.
He has to sleep it off. He doesn't have time to, he like, you know what, Usopp, I'll share Luffy with you. He's my best friend, but I'll share him with you. You can have your little fun, but when I wake up, it's my time, bitch. Go back to your little fucking sniping panel and snipe away.
Bruh, I'm telling you, man. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Because I know Usopp's gonna do some hardcore shit in this arc, and I bet you we're gonna have you're enjoying your Zoro Luffy bro moments right now, but we're gonna get some Usopp Luffy bro moments. It's gonna happen, and we'll see. But like, yeah, I mean, I've made my points, you've made yours. I'm very curious, audience, please comment what you're thinking here. But like, again, like, I think that like, to me, it just seems like Luffy has a lot more fun with Usopp. They seem to have a lot more in common, and I don't know. I think they enjoy each other. It feels like a legit friendship, and I think what I really like about it is that Luffy brings out the best in Usopp, right? So like, Usopp wants to be a braver person. Luffy does that for him, and I think that that's pretty sweet. But yeah, I'm excited to see more from that. And you bet your ass this argument will continue on in all of our reviews for any time there's a Zoro or Usopp moment. Yeah, and look forward to, at some point in the future, a who's awesomer, Sanji or Zoro, because I'm a Sanji man myself, and this little butthurt piece of shit is a Zoro man.
I'm a fan of both. I just like Zoro more.
Well, I am also a fan of both, but I like Sanji more.
Exactly.
Bitch. Anyway, with that. Oof! With that, peace.